If you've seen Jeepers Creepers, you might not know this, but the movie's opening wasn't fiction. It was inspired by something real that happened on a lonely back road in Michigan. In 1990, two siblings, Ray and Marie Thornton, were driving down a quiet rural highway when an old van came speeding up behind them. It didn't pass. It didn't slow down. It just stayed glued to their bumper, so close they could see the driver's expression. Completely blank. Like he wasn't focused on the road at all, but on them. Trying to shake the uneasy feeling, they kept driving. A few miles later, they passed an abandoned schoolhouse sitting alone in an empty field. And that's when they saw the same van parked beside it. The driver was behind the building, carrying a large object wrapped in a sheet toward a chute connected to the basement. The moment the man looked up and saw the siblings watching, he froze. Then everything changed. Minutes later, that same van came tearing down the road behind them again. This time, there was no doubt. He was following them. Every lane change they made, he mirrored. Every speed increase, he matched. They later said he wasn't driving wild or panicked. He was driving with purpose, like they were the only thing on the road that mattered. Realizing they were completely alone, the siblings made a snap decision. They headed straight for the nearest town and didn't look back. Finally, lights appeared, houses, stores, people, and the instant they reached the edge of town, the van slowed down. It turned onto a side road and disappeared as if the driver knew he couldn't continue without witnesses. The siblings immediately contacted authorities. Their detailed report became one of the biggest breaks in the case, because the man they saw was Dennis Depew, who had fled home after a violent argument with his wife. A statewide search began. For months, Depew stayed on the run under different names, avoiding police. The case cooled, until Unsolved Mysteries aired the Thorntons' encounter in 1991. A viewer recognized Depew's van, called police, and the chase was finally back on. Officers caught up with him in Mississippi. When they surrounded his vehicle, Depew refused to surrender. A standoff followed, and moments later his life came to an end inside his own van, bringing the manhunt to a close. He never faced trial and never explained anything he did. But the siblings, they survived. They went home shaken but unharmed, and the quiet, focused stare they described became the blueprint for one of the most famous horror openings ever filmed, because the creature from the movie wasn't real. But the stare, the van, and that long empty road, all of that truly happened.